So if I go back, the last time I did a journal was another one of those, or a video. It was one of those walking videos because I go, I think I'm gonna try to do some miles before it gets cold. And I did. I ended up doing like 5 miles that evening. It was my first time night hiking on the CDT. Liked it a lot, but it started getting so cold that I couldn't go any further. So I ended up getting to 33.33 miles that day. That was intentional. I looked at my GPS, I go, what? 33.33 miles? This is like a really good place to stop. So stopped, set up camp, set up my camera and watched the, I set it up for a time lapse of the stars. I still don't know how it's gonna turn out. Insert that video here, I guess. I actually just laid awake, even though it was kind of late. I laid awake and watched the stars for probably a half hour or so. I said to myself, I'm not going to sleep until I see a shooting star. And clearly there's no meteor shower going on right now because I didn't see a shooting star for about a half hour. As soon as I did, I go, okay, I'm out, zonk. And it was cold that night, like really cold. I left my watch off my wrist, and my watch has a thermometer on it, which is actually pretty accurate as long as I'm not wearing it and affecting it with my body heat. Temperature that night was 26 degrees. It is New Mexico. It is almost June. My water bottles froze. Unfortunately, my water filter froze, so I had to order a new water filter when I got to Pie Town. That'll be shipped up to me when I get to Grants. I really hope this wind does not destroy the audio on this video. So I had said I want to try to wake up early that morning so I could bus miles and get to Davila Ranch, which I finally learned how to pronounce correctly. I've been saying Davila Ranch. So crawled out of bed, just crammed everything into my backpack, no organization, freezing cold, and ended up doing about 5 miles before the sun really got going and heating the day up. Passed 3 other thru hikers, one of them who I'd met, Hush Puppy, on the PCT in 2015. They've been hiking ahead of me the whole trail. And then it was basically dirt road walking for much of the rest of the afternoon. Actually, now that I think of it, I've been on dirt roads for the last 3 days. Wow, I thought that mountain, Mangus Mountain, had trails, but that was all dirt roads too. Anyway, they're pretty dirt roads. After I left those 3 hikers, I went up, like I said, Mangus Mountain, 9,700 feet elevation. Apparently they got 3 inches of snow 3 days before I got there, which would have been pretty to see. Really would have sucked to have to hike through that though, so I'm kind of glad I didn't have to hike through that. All of the comments on my digital maps, the Gut Hook app, said that the watchtower, the fire tower, is not yet staffed, so don't bother going up there. But I was like, I want to go try anyway. So I wander up just a little bit off trail, and this guy in the top of the fire tower on top of the mountain, he goes, hey, like yelled at me. I go, how do you feel about visitors? He said, oh, come on up. So invited me up. His name's Patrick. He said, well, technically government says we can't film up here, but you can take pictures. So I took a bunch of pictures up there. But he has been doing the fire watchman tower up there. I don't know what else to call him, the fire watchman, for 3 or 4 years or something like that. And basically he just posts up on top of this mountain and makes sure there's no smoke. It was really, really cool. Really beautiful views and everything. Tower was built in 1934. So when the wind started coming and blowing, the tower was like, is this thing stable? He goes, it's been around for almost 100 years. So did not get the tower blown over. Spotted a fire out there. Even while we're talking, I go, oh, that's smoke out there. He goes, where? Oh, wow, that is a fire. So he called it a fire. I'm like, do I get a job? He said, yeah, we're actually looking for new fire watchtower people. But I said I got to walk to Canada instead. So cruised and cruised, was cruising to get to Davila Ranch, and I saw a bear. I am in New Mexico. I thought I might see bears in Wyoming, maybe in Montana. Wasn't expecting it from Colorado. Oh, that's my watch. Forgive me. Just hit 18 miles for the day. Where was I? So I'm walking up on this water source, and I'm looking down, and I go, that's a really weird looking horse. No, that's not a horse. Oh no, it's a dog. And I'm like, there's rumors about rabid dogs on trail. I'm like, oh no, that's a dog. That's a really big dog. Oh crap, there's a bear. And I haven't seen a bear since the PCT 2015. So the bear didn't see me at first. I backtracked a little bit and then just started hooting and hollering so I could scare the bear off without startling it. Last thing I wanted to do is startle a bear and have it charge me. But super cool, got to see a bear. Made me super, super excited. So the rest of the 8 miles that I had left to get to Davila Ranch, just cruised on by through those. Davila Ranch was cool. I mean, it had showers. It had the slowest Wi-Fi in history, so I couldn't do any uploading. Also couldn't order anything off REI, which I needed to do. But I got a shower. They had bacon and eggs. I cooked bacon and eggs while I was there. And right as I was about to leave, several other hikers ended up showing up. You can probably tell now I'm starting to catch up with the crowds. Not the crowds, but I'm catching up with some of the other hikers. Other hikers showed up and I go, well, I haven't seen people in a little while. I haven't hung out with anybody in a little while. We'll hang out at Davila Ranch. So camped there that night. And that was only, let me think, that was 14 miles short of Pie Town. And I was like, okay, maybe Pie Town will have a beer. They didn't have a beer at Davila Ranch. I've really been wanting a beer on trail. It's funny because last year when I hiked, I went a year without drinking. Now I have beers every now and again, and especially in the hot New Mexico temperatures, even that day that it was, the morning it was cold, it gets warm in the daytime. I mean, look out here. It's basically what people call high desert. I hate that term, but that's basically what it is. So I woke up really early at Davila Ranch yesterday and just booked miles on this road walk. It was boring. Wasn't much to be said about it. Just a 14-mile flat road walk through rancher land. I feel bad just saying, yeah, nothing really happened, but nothing really happened. Got to Pie Town, and I go, I want a pie. Pie Town is like population 400, but you'd think it's population 40. Went straight to the pie shop. Some other hikers were there, including Pretzel, my buddy Pretzel from the PCT. Hung out with them for a bit, did some riding, ate some pies. Yes, more than one. Well, pieces, not whole pies. Had a breakfast burrito there. Finished some riding, finished some video editing. Went to the Toaster House. The Toaster House is the local hostel. It's not really even a hostel though. It's a house that the owner just lets hikers hang out in. It's like, it's basically a hostel, but it's a house. It's weird. But went there, was packing my food there so I could get back on trail today. And this dude walks in and he goes, hey, I live around here. Anybody want beer and ribs? And my mind was set on beer, so I'm like, yes, let's do it. So literally 7 hikers pile on his one 4-wheeler and he drives us around the corner to his house where he treated us to home-cooked ribs, beer, biscuits, potatoes. And this guy is one of the best musicians I've ever met in my life. I don't think any of us realized what we were getting into, but we basically pulled into a 3-hour-long acoustic concert. His wife plays guitar as well. She has an amazing voice. His friend, I feel terrible that I lost his friend's name. I want to say it was John. Forgive me for losing it though. But he plays harmonica. So literally the 7 of us hikers just hung out, drank beer, ate, and were treated to some of the best music. I mean, it was a really incredible experience. I don't really know what else to say about it. I don't have a lot of video there because he goes, I don't really want to be on the internet. You can record the audio. Feel free to do that. Maybe I'll put some of that at the end of this video. Maybe I'll splice it in later on in other videos. But absolutely incredible experience. Went and slept last night at the Toaster House. Woke up early this morning. Finished some video editing. Finished some riding. Then got back, oh, no, went to the pie shop to get another pie. It's Pie Town Cafe. Cannot recommend it enough. They go, if you're a thru hiker, the day that you leave Pie Town, we give you a free piece of pie. So the staff in there is incredible. The food is great. If you're going through Pie Town, stop at the Pie Town Cafe. Super cool spot. Really, really loved it in there. So had a burger there for late breakfast. Had a piece of pie with ice cream, of course. And then they gave me a piece of pie to take on the trail, which you've always seen me in my videos. If I'm hiking, I got that butt pad back there so I can sit on it when I'm not hiking. And wrapped up in that butt pad right now is a piece of pie. So it is a pie pad right now, and I'm gonna have some pie once I finish hiking today. The road walk though, it's been uneventful. A big giant storm blew in when I first got on trail. I thought the world was coming to an end. I'm like, shoot, should I hitchhike back to Pie Town? Maybe it was a mistake coming out today. Put my rain gear on, took my rain gear off. Put my rain gear back on, took it back off, because it was like super indecisive weather. But that blew off. Obviously, you look around now, there's not a cloud. Well, there's clouds way out that way. But that's all that's left of it, and the storm was only 5 hours ago. Right before I started recording this video, I dropped into the TLC Ranch. I didn't really have any need to go in there, but people said, oh, they're friendly, you gotta go check it out. It's a giant homestead family. They house hikers there. When I arrived, a hiker I knew from the PCT, super classy, she was there with her boyfriend. They go, oh, we just finished steak dinner, but there's extra steak if you want it. So went in, had steak, had potatoes. There was another hiker there as well, goes by the name Sparkler. That brings me to where I am now. Walking a dirt road, yelling at a camera. It's very strange doing these vlogs because I spend almost all my day alone on the trail. And then I make these videos and I just put my camera in my hand and I yell at this little thing, this camera. I don't know, it's very surreal. It's a very weird thing. I mean, the natural experience of being out here and then having this little piece of technology. But I really like sharing the experience. Super glad that there are people out there following me. I do apologize that this video is going to end up being 12 minutes long, way too long. But it's got to capture 3 days. But those 3 days are basically boiled down to, it was really cold. I met some other hikers, a lot of road walk. I saw a bear, I ate some pie, I listened to some live music, and now I'm doing more road walking. Since I started late today, like I said, I'm only at 18.5 miles right now. I'd like to believe I can get 25. There's a windmill and a water source up here in probably 6 miles or so. Might set up there to camp. Maybe tomorrow I'll have a more organized story to tell you. Thanks for watching. Bye. So I am out here in the middle of nowhere. Really pretty stars overhead that I know you can't see on this camera. But I've packed out a piece of pie. And my dinner this evening is a piece of pie. I wish every trail town could be Pie Town. I wish every night you could have pie for dinner.